You're watching the Sports and Political channel of LB. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. So, you mean to tell me that the Denver Nuggets coming into this game against the San Antonio Spurs was a 13-point favorite, and they lose to the San Antonio Spurs by the score of 128 to 120, and you expect me to think that this team is a threat to win the NBA championship? Really? The Denver Nuggets are a bunch of frauds. If you want to be treated as a team that is a threat to win the NBA championship, then you need to beat teams that you're supposed to beat. You know, in combat, the most dangerous opponent is the opponent that you're supposed to beat. What's up, East Oakland 90, Matt? When you play with your food, this is what happens. You need to take care of business when you have an inferior opponent. And unfortunately for the Denver Nuggets, they failed to do that. So what that Jokic had a triple-double tonight? So what? Jokic had a monster triple-double, and they still lost the game. Now, help me out here. If you can't beat the San Antonio Spurs, how could you be considered an MVP? And how could you be considered as a favorite to win the NBA championship? You had no business losing to the San Antonio Spurs. Just like earlier this year, they went to Orlando and lose to the Magic. Now help me make that make sense. These dudes are a bunch of frauds, man. I don't want to hear no conversation about what's his face being an MVP. Jokic is not an MVP. He's not. He's not. You mean to tell me y'all go down there, y'all go to San Antonio and lose to the Spurs, and I'm supposed to, oh man, Jokic, man, he the best player in the league, man. What? You got to be kidding me. How do you give up 128 points to the San Antonio Spurs? How? I mean, it's already bad enough you lost the game, right? It's already bad enough you lose to the San Antonio Spurs, but then you give up 128 points to the Spurs? This is not a good look, man. This is not a good look. And see, these clowns at ESPN who want to prop up everything else. What's up, Gideon? They want to prop up everything else, but they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the fact that the Denver Nuggets were a 13-point favorite going to San Antonio, and you turn around and lose to the goddamn on Spurs. Then the game before that, you got blown out at home to the Chicago Bulls, a mediocre team. You didn't even score 100 points in that game. How do you lose to the Chicago Bulls at home? You get blown out by the Chicago Bulls at home. But Jokic is the MVP? Really? And look, when I was on my brother Ticket channel, and I told people, hey, look, the Denver Nuggets, they're frauds. You can't expect them to do anything in the playoffs. What people say, oh man, LB, you can't, man. You Denver Nuggets, man, this yeah, man. You know, you talk about LB, you don't know nothing about basketball, LB. Where they at now? Where these people at now? These same people that talked all that Bumpy Johnson, Childish Gambino shit, where they at now? They ain't here. They're not here to test for their sin. Because, see, they got some explaining to do. All those people that were sitting in there running their mouth, talking shit about me, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, where they at now? Where they at now? What's up, Jonathan McFarland? Good to see you, bro. Long time no see. Salute. Where these dudes at now? Because I told these people the Denver Nuggets are frauds. They can't even beat the Spurs, for crying out loud. When you're losing to these bullshit-ass teams, you think I'm supposed to take you as an NBA Finals threat seriously? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This was inexcusable. This is an inexcusable loss by the Denver Nuggets. It is. There ain't no way that y'all can spin this. All right? There ain't no way you can spin this. This is a horrible loss by the Denver Nuggets. I thought the loss to the Bulls the other night was bad enough, right? When you get blown out by 21 points at home to the Chicago Bulls, right? I thought that was bad. But then you turn around to go to San Antonio and lose to the Spurs, a team who's well on its way to the lottery. You lose that game? Jesus Christ almighty, bro. But they say Jokic is the MVP, though. These people out here, these buffoons out here saying Jokic is the MVP. Look at that shit. They get outscored in the paint, right? But they're sitting up here telling me that Jokic is a better player than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Based on what? Huh? Based on what? Now, are you guys still hanging? You guys still dying on that hill that Jokic is a better player than Giannis Antetokounmpo? Huh? Are you gonna die on that hill saying that? That's unacceptable. This is unacceptable. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, right? I'll keep it in 100. That loss by the Denver Nuggets tonight is unacceptable. You see why? For years now, I've been pushing for Mike Malone to get fired, huh? Now y'all see why I've been pushing for Mike Malone to get fired. Mike Malone should have been fired 3 years ago. You cannot play like trash against inferior opponents and expect me to believe that you got what it takes to win the NBA championship. I'm just only keeping it 100, man. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the Denver Nuggets, but they don't got what it takes. They don't. Let's go to this box score real quick, right? Because that was disgusting. You give up 42 points in the second quarter to the San Antonio Spurs alone. 42 points in the second quarter. That's unacceptable. Michael Porter Jr. gets ejected from the game. You let the bench outscore you? The bench. San Antonio Spurs bench. Mm-mm-mm. 50 to 33 rebounding advantage for the Spurs. 54% from the field. Mm-mm-mm. You let guys like Doug McDermott go off on you? Doug McDermott. Mm-mm-mm. Keldon Johnson had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Jeremy Sochan, 19 points, 8 rebounds. And Doug McDermott had 20 points and 5 rebounds. You let Doug McDermott go off on you? Mm-mm-mm. Now, I want to know, all you Nuggets fans out there, right? Smash the like button. Because I'm only telling the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm only telling the truth out here. How can you sit up there, give up 42 points in the second quarter alone to the San Antonio Spurs, and you let a guy like Doug McDermott hit you over the head for 20? You lose the game. Michael Porter Jr. gets ejected, but I'm supposed to take y'all seriously? Huh? I'm really supposed to take the Denver Nuggets seriously. I don't take the Denver Nuggets seriously. You say, is it wrong for you to say that Jamal Murray is their best player? No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Shit, the Jamal Murray is the only reason why the Denver Nuggets even remotely stay afloat, if you ask me. When we tell y'all that the Nuggets are frauds, games like this prove why. Games like this prove why they're frauds. You cannot lose a game like this. And I don't want to hear about variance, and I don't want to hear about, oh, well, this is an off night and all that. No, 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 no. Because you wouldn't give Giannis that kind of leeway. You wouldn't give nobody else that kind of leeway. So no, we gonna keep it a buck. We gonna keep the same energy across the board. The Denver Nuggets are frauds. Nikola Jokic is not the best player in the league, and he has no business being in the MVP race. He doesn't. When you only play on one side of the ball, that does not make you an MVP. And I don't care what them clowns at ESPN or FS1 or whatever kind of beat writer has to say. As far as I'm concerned, anybody got issue with what I'm saying, they can go eat some hot sausage links. What's up, A Santana, aka the Amazing Choco Taco? What's up, bro? Salute to you. I just want to know, how'd you lose that game, Denver? Right? Because obviously you ain't played no defense, right? You give up 42 points in the second quarter to the Spurs. You give up 30 in the third quarter to the Spurs, right? Hold on. Hold on. Because this is ridiculous. You give up 30 points in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I mean, now, mind you, that San Antonio Spurs at one point in the season lost 15 games in a row. The Spurs lost 15 games in a row, 18 of 20. and y'all lose to the San Antonio Spurs tonight. Now y'all just came off a blowout loss at home against the Bulls, but you go to San Antonio and you get your ass beat by them. You give up 128 points to the San Antonio Spurs. You give up 42 points in the second quarter, 30 points in the third quarter, and 30 points in the fourth quarter. And y'all expect me to believe that the Denver Nuggets are going to come out the West? Who are they going to be? Who are the Denver Nuggets going to be? Who can you look at in the Western Conference and definitively say, oh man, I would take the Nuggets over this team. I would take the Nuggets over that team. Who? They get a bad matchup, they're out there in the first round. And if they do get past the first round, they definitely not getting out the second round. And if by some chance Lightning were to strike a bottle, they're definitely not getting out the West. Who are they gonna beat? Who can you look at and definitively say, man, I'll take outside the Clippers because they got the Clippers number. So that's the only team I can see Denver beating. The Denver Nuggets, for some reason, got a hex on the LA Clippers, right? But outside of them, who can you look at and say, "Oh man, I take Denver over this team. I take Denver over that team." Who can you look and see and make that definite determination? You can't, because you don't know what kind of Denver Nuggets going to show up. They out here losing to the fucking Spurs, man. What the fuck? That should have been dog walking San Antonio. I mean, dog walking them. But this is where we at. This is where we at. These dudes is frauds, man. Try to tell y'all, the Denver Nuggets are some frauds. That's all I got to say about that. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. And please, I can't stress that enough. Please share the video. You see, YouTube don't want to enable notification. They don't want to tell nobody when I'm on live, man. You know what I'm saying? I should have way more people in this chat room right now providing dialogue as to how the Denver Nuggets lost this game tonight. Right? So share this content, right? Because YouTube ain't doing it. So I need y'all to help me out. I'm trying to grow this network, right? I'm trying to tell the truth about stuff like this. And Gideon, I told you the Kings was making the playoffs this year. I told you. If you listen to me, you'll be the first to know. If you listen to ESPN, which I know you don't, Gideon, but I'm just saying for other people out there who might be watching this for the first time, right? If you listen to me, you'll be the first to know. If you listen to ESPN and FS1, you'll be the last to know. Because I told people before the season began that the Kings was making the playoffs. When it wasn't popular, when it was Cap, when it was LB, you don't know what the hell you talking about. When it's LB, you don't know nothing but basketball. I was the first one, and I was the only one that was telling people that the Sacramento Kings was going to make the playoffs. I was the first one to call it. So all these other Johnny come latelys here, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know where the information came from first. That's right. Y'all know where the bread was buttered. I was the first one that called this out way before it happened. Now, you say what I think about the 6 patches on the jersey? I ain't got no problem with that. I have absolutely no issue with Bill Russell patches on the jerseys. I mean, the man was an ambassador to the game. So why not? I ain't got no issue with it. You know what I'm saying? Bill Russell was a great man and a great one of the great ambassadors in the game. So yeah, 6 patches on the jerseys, why not? But yeah, old bullethead Mike Brown, yeah, he win the coach of the year. If he don't, well, I take that back. There's one person out there that can possibly win coach of the year outside of Mike Brown, and that's Joe Mazzulla for the Celtics. Joe Mazzulla might be the guy that might take that coach of the year away from Mike Brown. Now, if that were to happen to me, that'd be a travesty, right? Because Mike Brown made chicken salad out of chicken shit. Let's go make it. Let's go keep it a buck. Mike Brown took chicken shit and made chicken salad out of it, right? And that team's gonna go to the playoffs. And De'Aaron Fox, in my opinion, should be most improved player. You say Mike Budenholzer? Fuck out of here, Gideon. Mike Budenholzer ain't win no coach of the year. They did have a lot of injuries, Gideon, but they're not. Mike Budenholzer ain't. Nah, he's not even in consideration. He's not in consideration. But me, in my opinion, Mike Brown should win coach of the year. Mike Brown took a team and they ain't been in the playoffs since 2005, 2006 season. He definitely should win coach of the year. Team ain't even had a winning record last year. They had I forgot Dave Yerger, that was his name, as their coach. Man, they ran through a whole bunch of head coaches, man, before they finally landed on Mike Brown. And you see Mike Brown, the effect Mike Brown had on the Warriors. The Warriors were number one in defensive rating last year. This year they're 18th. So you can see the Mike Brown effect is having on the Golden State Warriors. What's up, Michael Lewis? Golden State Warriors, and they going down to Memphis getting their head blown off. Then you got Dylan Brooks, who are here dating Decepticons and shit. Want to rag on Carmelo Anthony and all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't appreciate Dylan Brooks, who are here dating Decepticons talking shit about Carmelo Anthony. So yeah, man, definitely look out for the Sacramento Kings. But as far as the Denver Nuggets go, shit. If the Denver Nuggets play Sacramento in the playoffs, I got Sacramento. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I got Sacramento beating Denver if they cross paths in the playoffs. If Denver plays Phoenix in the playoffs, I got Phoenix. Right? Hell, if the Lakers get up in there and the Denver Nuggets play the Lakers, I got the Lakers. Denver Nuggets ain't that, man. They're a bunch of frauds, man. Trying to tell y'all, man, this team is fraudulent. They can't even beat the San Antonio Spurs, bro. These dudes can't even beat the San Antonio Spurs, man. As far as I'm concerned, Jokic monster triple doubles the empty stat. It's empty. Ain't nothing you can tell me any different, man. But yeah, man, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man. And share these videos on your social media platforms. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And last but definitely not least, shouts out to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!